Hello, hello, Taylor here, Gio and Draco. So we're here today working on Leave It. This is second session, so Leave It is pretty important. We really need him to leave things alone, particularly his brother or anything you don't want to have. Let's say, well, good example is actually the front door right there. So really important that he leaves it alone. So how we start this off is actually with a hand leave it or with food. We like to focus on scent first. I'm going to zoom in on that. So you see that, what is that? Moisty Meaty, Moisty Meaty. She has a Moisty Meaty or a little treat in her hand. The first thing we did was close our fist, and we put that fist to his nose. And when he left it,
leave it,
which is look away.
Not that.
And not pointing at it, not trying to get at it. That's when we clicked, which means he did a good job and he gave him a treat. Now, really important, leave it literally means, at first, this means look away. Look away from whatever you are looking at. Stop going for it. As we all know, whatever a dog is looking at, they're thinking about it. So stop thinking about it.
Leave it.
Good. So notice how he backed up, which is really cute. But the most important thing he did right there was actually look away. So really, really cool thing.
Leave it. Yes.
Yes. The moment he looks away, Gio is clicking and giving him a treat. This is a basic hand leave it. And again, we are just working on one sense, which is the sense of smell. Notice that she has a closed fist. He can't see it, but he can smell it. So we're asking him to leave it with just that for right now.
Leave it.
Him pawing at it is not good enough. So if he's pawing at it, that's not a leave it, of course. So after doing that for a few times, we started working with the visual of it. So scent and sight. If he can see it and smell it, it makes that leave it much harder for him.
Leave it. You're cheating.
He is cheating. Yeah, so right there, we say he's cheating because he's choosing to just stare at her face versus looking at the thing, which is fine. But we're going to continuously test that and challenge that to see, can you leave it for real? He's offering it right now.
You are really good.
He said, guys,
leave it.
So right there, he's really going for it.
Yes.
If he's going for it a lot, you can, we highly recommend closing your hand. Do not let him get where you told him to leave, which is really important here. That's actually very important. Never give him what you told him to leave. So what Gio is doing, she's asking him to leave it.
Good boy.
And then she hides her hand behind her back and then giving him a treat. What's happening here is that she's making him believe that she's getting a new treat when in fact she's just putting it behind her back. But he doesn't know that. If we make him think that the treat is coming from the mystery land of Treatlandia, then he's going to believe that he's getting a new treat. Meanwhile, if we just give him the treat in our hand without that motion, or just give it to him after we say leave it, he's going to think leave it means to leave it for 5 seconds and you can have it. That's not what it means. It means leave it forever.
Leave it. Thank you, Draco.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good job.
You're trying
This is
very hard.
really hard for him.
Very,
He is
very
very
hard.
smart. Like,
Very
pick this up in one session. Typically, it takes more than one session for our dogs to really understand what we're asking them to do. So, you get more cheese.
Let's get to the floor leave it.
So now I'm about to do the floor leave it. Floor leavers are significantly harder because, again, usually if it's on the floor, the dog thinks it belongs to them. And Draco is no exception to this rule. So we're going to put this cheese on the floor.
Leave it.
And put it under her shoe. Don't step on it, please. If you step on it, it's going to be a mush on your floor. So she's going to ask him to leave it when he looks at it. So the timing for leave it is very important. Just like the timing it is. The timing is important for everything with this, actually. The moment he looks at it, you should be saying leave it. Do not wait for him to walk towards it and go towards it. Or the temptation would be too great. It would be so hard for him to leave it.
Leave it.
Good job. You see the moment he turns his head away, I'm going to actually move to the sidewalk passage here. Move this way so you can see it. Hard to get this phone camera, it's so narrow, but there you go. Looks at it. Yes, good. Now, this is the visual. It's full-on visual. If he goes for it, she'll cover it up, and oh well, too late, too sad. You can't get it. You can't get a treat for that. She's pushing it closer to him to make it harder for him. Kind of drawing attention to the floor.
Leave it. Yeah, leave it. Thank you.
So notice that the moment it looks like she was not caring about that treat, he went for it. So this is still very much a learning. He's still learning this. He's not fully grasped leave it yet. He's almost there though.
Leave it.
Yes. So the next thing Gio added in, this is very advanced. She's making him, well, not making him, she's convincing him, I'm sorry, to walk away from the tree. So she asked him to leave it, but now move away from it. Notice that he's leaving it, and it's getting kind of easy. If leave it is easy, it is not a good leave it. If he is looking away easily or ignoring it, looking at you in the face, that's cute. But can you actually do something harder than that? Can you walk away from it? So she's having him walk away from the tree by calling him to the opposite side, asking for touch, asking him to go the opposite way. Can you walk past it and leave it? A good example of this is if you're on a walk and there is a squirrel next to him or running past, can you leave it and keep walking?
Draco, leave it alone. I see you. You're not asleep.
Mm-hmm. And Draco is very sick. Yes, right there in that moment. I wish I could do rewind like football, but I can't.
Yes.
He looked at it, but he kept on walking past it, which is what we want. Really leave it. I'm going to back up so you can see the whole scope of the whole thing.
Leave it. Good boy.
Excellent job. This is leave it coming in full circle. Can you leave it and then walk away? Keep moving. And then eventually it'll become, can you leave it and then come to me when I call your name, which is recall. So that is leave it for today. Draco did amazing for his very first session doing leave it. I'm very impressed by his leave it right now.
Yes.
Typically, I think it takes maybe like 2 or 3 sessions for dogs to get this good at it. But that being said, don't be fooled. Yes, he's doing a really good job, but I'm sure that this leave it is still working in progress. And again, he tends to perform for us. So really important that when you practice, if you're stuck on the hand lever, don't worry about it. Focus on hand levers. If floor is too hard, again, go back to hand or just keep it at scent or just keep it at visual. Don't add all the steps. But if you have any questions, text or email us. We're here for you. And it was a joy working with Draco today. Have a good day. Bye.